Hi everybody, thanks for joining me today. Today I wanted to showcase something new. I just tried it this morning and I thought, oh, I need to show people. A new use for our silicone omelet maker. I know a lot of my customers are familiar with this. They have one in their kitchen and use it regularly. They probably even took one into work. Our silicone omelet maker, 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons of milk, 2 tablespoons of shredded cheese, nuke it for 2 minutes, right? Slick, fluffy, wonderful omelets. But today I made keto friendly. I'm not going to say it's 100% keto because I'm not familiar with all the criteria that would entail. Definitely keto friendly bread in our silicone steamer omelet maker in the microwave. So let me show you how easy this is. We're going to mix our dry ingredients first, and I'm using my 4-cup prep bowl. Comes with a silicone lid. Love these for taking things outside if you're eating or anywhere you're taking something that has a liquid to it. 4-cup prep bowl. And to that, I am going to add 6 tablespoons of almond flour. I just get this at the bulk food store, ground up almonds. I'm using my 4-in-1 measuring spoon. Again, use these all the time. You will see them in almost every video I make. Has a spot for a tablespoon, a teaspoon, flip it over, half teaspoon, a line for 1/4 teaspoon, and they're narrow enough to fit in our jars. But this calls for 6 tablespoons of almond flour, 4, 5, 6. It calls for a teaspoon of the flavoring of your choice. With EPICURE, the world's at your fingertips. But I like everything bagel. If you haven't tried this, it's amazing. People making their own breads, it's awesome. It's great on wedges of sweet peppers with a little cream cheese. People put it in their muffins, great. It says a teaspoon. I made it this morning and thought more birdseed would be even better. So I put 2 teaspoons in there. I think when you make bread, it should always have a bit of salt in it. The recipe didn't call for it, but I think it needs it. And a teaspoon of baking powder. This is gonna fluff up crazy. I wasn't too sure. You know me, queen of skeptical. Loved it. So a teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, those are the dry ingredients required. I am just going to use EPICURE's mini whisk here, just to mix them up a bit. Just make sure they're mixed. And now the wet ingredients are 2 eggs and 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm using the sunflower oil, but again, you could use the oil of your choice. Because I tried this bread toasted, and of course, by the time I got done with it with my jam, it had nothing to do with keto, I'm going to use the sunflower oil versus olive oil because it's going to be used for things other than savory. So, just need a couple of eggs. As I mentioned in my videos, if they don't tell you what size egg you need, it's going to be a large. Okay. 2 eggs and 2 tablespoons of oil. I always use my measuring spoons for the dry stuff first and then for the wet stuff after. A couple of tablespoons of oil, plus I'm going to need a little bit of oil for greasing the omelet maker. Again with the whisk, just going to whisk this up. If the oil and the egg are mixed smoothly, it's a lot easier to mix in with the dry ingredients, because the egg can be pretty thick and chunky if you don't. This is slick. It's one of those things I saw posted by another consultant and I went, interesting, better try that. That's it. Eggs and oils mixed. I'm going to put that inside with my dry ingredients. Mix that up until I don't see any lumps. I find almond flour is easier to mix with a liquid. It seems to dissolve easier somehow without the same lumps as if you were using regular flour. And of course, for those people who are wanting lower carbs, this is your answer. I have tried other keto-friendly breads that made me think, yep, I'm eating egg whites. This thing was great. Toasted it, wonderful. So what you're going to do is grease your silicone omelet maker. And you'll remember maybe from some of my other videos, the omelet maker, the silicone steamers that we sell have air holes in the tops to release a bit of steam so things don't explode in the microwave on you. So make sure when you're putting this into your omelet maker, when you're putting the batter in, you're putting it in the bottom and not the side that has the little holes on it. So, done with the whisk. This is my 3-in-1 spatula. It has a little bit of a bevel on it, has a great side for scraping clean whatever bowl you're cleaning out, and it's narrow enough to fit inside mayo jars and things like that. I love it. This is sold, this 3-in-1 spoon or spatula, it is sold separately from the utility, I keep saying that, the utensil set. So have an eye for that. You will not regret having one of those in your kitchen. All right. Now when I made this morning, it puffed up crazy, which was great. The lid came up and a little bit came out the outside. Not as a oozing wet, but it filled my omelet maker that high. So I put it on a dinner plate. I tend to do that with my omelet maker. You just close it up, put it in the microwave for 90 seconds. Minute and a half, and that bread is ready. So what EPICURE products did I use today? I used my 4-in-1, my 4-cup prep bowl that comes with a lid. This is perfect when you're taking your potato salads and things outside to someone else's home. God willing, we can do that this summer. I used my 3-in-1 spoon, might be called a spatula. I used this pastry brush for greasing it. It is EPICURE. It's not currently available. If we ever see that it's available, you want one. And I used my 4-in-1 measuring spoon. Always, always. I have 3 of these in my little utensil holder on my counter. Let me see. Looks like there's about 30 seconds left on that. Now, you bring it out of the omelet maker. I have a bread knife here. I want to show you the texture of it. It surprised me, to be honest. It looked more like bread than anything else. Had a bit of an eggy taste to it, which you would expect, but similar to making egg bread, right? Has a cakey texture, which was good. I felt it would withstand making a meat sandwich, whatever. Nick ate it plain, not toasted, no butter, nothing, and he loved it. I sliced it and put it in my toaster, and it was great. So if you're looking for different options that are more keto friendly, by all means, I suggest you try this. As you can see, it did puff up a bit, came out the lid there. Look at that, steam that comes off of that. Came out the lid, but it's not liquid mess. It's the bread texture. It just fluffed up that much. I'm going to lift this and show you. It's very hot to touch right now, but I want to show you. Like, that's yum. That is the outside texture. It's obviously smoothed a bit because it was in the omelet maker, but I'm going to slice this and show you. Now what I did this morning, I sliced this in half and then flipped it up. See how thick that is? The full size of the omelet maker, very, very hot. And then I sliced it this way. And I got, 4 smallish slices of bread, although you could have done the half moon for your bread. I just want to show you the texture of this. This was so good. Now you could flavor this any way you wanted. Obviously I used everything bagel. You could have used whatever. Look at that. That is your bread. Once it cools, you can throw it in the toaster, crisps up nice and crunchy. And I think if you're looking for low-carb options for bread, this is a great solution. So thanks again for joining me. Have a great day.